One. Hey
Awesome.
guys, we are live.
We are live. This is the Real Angels of Real Estate Rare. And this is really cool today because we're all in the strangest places ever. And seriously, we are. Like, I'm going to be jamming this sandwich down my throat as we do our show. Um, but we have Hudson Warren. He is a team leader at Keller Williams. And this is cool because we are the real angels, we're Remax. And Hudson is Keller Williams. But I have like this respect for him. It's like mad crazy, mad crazy. And he's cool. He's awesome. We'll go ahead and let Hudson introduce himself. And then today on the show, we're kind of going to be talking about brokerages and brands, and we're just going to see where the hell it goes and what
Good
happens.
stuff.
So, yep.
Sounds great. Hey, and I am going to, since you're not Keller Williams, in Keller Williams speak, team leader is like office manager, so that's not me, but
Oh,
I know what you mean.
cool.
So I have a team and I run a team. But if there's any Keller Williams people watching, I'm not a team leader at this
Okay.
time.
First,
But yeah, that's me, Hudson Warren with Keller Williams. I run a team called the Hudson Warren team, super creative there. And yeah, we're like a medium-sized team. I have 5 agents and 3 admin people, and we're awesome. We love what we do.
You are awesome. Absolutely awesome. And so,
Wonderful.
a little bit about you. What did your team do last year, and what does your team expect to do in this upcoming year?
Last year, we closed 74 transactions, which was just a little bit over 18 million in volume. And
awesome.
this year, so far, we are at 49 closed transactions. 50 will be any day now. And we're at about 11.2 million. Our goal this year is 190 transactions and 47 million in volume.
Oh,
We are behind on that. Right now, we're trending for about 150 transactions, and we're still working to make up some lost time.
awesome. And why do you love the brokerage that you're at? What is
I
it that keeps you happy there?
Right. So a lot of it is just the culture. I mean, I feel like I could go anywhere and figure it out, but I also want to enjoy where I work. So I love the culture of my company, and specifically my office, because I'm sure you guys would agree. It's like, okay, so you think Remax is great, but probably not every office is fantastic, because it's a franchise thing. So same with me. I have a great office, great brokerage, lots of training. Um, we have really good technology, which is awesome, and yeah, I feel like I'm at a place, feel like I'm a part of a family. Like no cheesiness. Like that's literally how I feel. So
That's awesome. And
yeah,
as we speak, my 2 little Remax family members somehow got off the call.
I
So,
was
oh
just
wait,
gonna say they disappeared.
that was our broadcast. You know what? We
Yeah.
play nice.
Look,
We play nice.
can you see me on my back?
We accept everyone.
There you are.
Mm,
We're
Perfect.
still missing somebody else.
okay. I'll
That's
see
all right.
myself.
So Hudson was just talking a little about why he chose
Right.
KW to essentially be his foundation and where he wants to continue to grow.
Right. Which is awesome. I chose. I was kind of born at Remax. I've been there since I was really really young because I don't look a day older than 21. So it's I've kind of been there my whole life.
I love it. I was also born into Remax.
Right.
Kinsey, so tell us your story about kind of how you got about there and why you chose to stay, right? Because we all have options, but we all choose to be where we are.
I love the brand. As you can see, I'm at a right now. I'm on a lunch break at the Board of Realtors. I was chosen for the Leadership Academy. So what I'm doing today, as I'm in my Remax gear, is see these like rope courses behind me. You see them? I'll
Yeah.
take you on a little walk there. Like
So fun.
we've been seeing from things. We've been doing group exercises, and we have a group of 16 realtors, brokers from all different brands, and we are learning how to work together today, which is awesome.
That's awesome.
That is
Um,
awesome.
but I chose Remax because it's for me. I like the brand awareness. I like the camaraderie. I like the culture. I it's where I feel at home, and I think that that's where everyone should be. Is they should be where they feel at home. not every brokerage is going to be for everyone. So, it's one of those things. Go where you're happy and profitable.
So true. And we actually lost Hudson, but I also was born into Remax. Oh, I think he's coming back.
Cool.
I was also born into Remax. My mom, she was born into Remax. We had, hi Hudson, we got you back.
Yeah.
So
we both been booted out now.
Choices, and she chose to be with Remax and continued to choose to be with Remax. And for me, it's like I literally can't imagine being somewhere else, not just because of my family ties, but I've gained so much from the Remax network, not only locally and on the regional level, but I mean on the international level. I'm here in a talk show with my 2 Remax besties, and what'd you say?
I said in Hudson, my KW bestie too. But he does referrals like we do referrals. So
I was going to say, I have the same situation. Like, I literally, half of my business comes from my connections within this company,
right.
At least. Right. I actually think it's a little higher than that this year. And it's funny, too, you guys are all talking about being born into Remax. Like, same thing. I started with KW. I've been with them since 2006. So, and I just never saw the need to leave. Like, there was, the grass was not greener to me, so.
And Hudson, where are those referrals from other KW agents from around the globe, or is it
a lot of them are from other KW agents, also agents outside the brokerage. Like I've always been like, I'm going to play nice in the sandbox with other agents because I think that's how you get ahead. And so it's not just KW, but I would say out of the agent referrals that I do get, I would say solid like 80 to 85% of them are KW.
Okay.
Now, is that all from like different parts of Florida, or is it mostly?
No, all over. Literally, I've had out of the country. I've had probably someone from every state. And so it's from all over the place, and it's through connections I've made at like national events, which I know you guys have as well. And also just, over the last few years, as Facebook has become so prevalent, it's like, we have all these referral groups, which I'm sure you guys have too. And so, through those as well, like if you interact enough with the same person, you might not have met them in person, but they kind of become part of your tribe. And that's kind of what I've built. So there's people that I know will always have my back. And if I might miss a referral on one of these groups, like they're going to reach out to me and be like, hello, you're up. You need to call so-and-so. So it's been really awesome for me. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And what's really cool about kind of our little group, and we have a name, we're the Remax Party Posse.
I love it. That's hilarious.
We all get together at convention. We do a big dinner. But I can tell you, we have, I think, 800 members in the Party Posse. And the referrals that you receive, I think I'm at like 8 to 12 referrals closed already this year.
That's amazing.
The Party Posse.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's incredible.
It's
exclusive,
awesome.
It's an exclusive drink of like the coolest, exclusive group of like the coolest people in the world. It's awesome.
And I kind of have the same thing. And 22 of my team's closings this year are from agent referrals.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
that's
so
great.
It's awesome. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's really good. So I started with a company. They were Smythe Kramer, and they turned into Howard Hanna. So a lot of people in my area will know them. They're more localized. I think they've got a few states. And I went into Remax in 2005. And I think, I wanted to talk more about, you guys were all into Remax, or not Remax, Hudson, I know you're Keller Williams.
Right.
So you were all born into where you are now.
But I left once and I went to an independent. So
you did? Okay.
I did. For about a year and a half, I was at an independent brokerage. And
so you were Remax, left, and came back?
And went back to Remax. I realized that...
So what brought you back? What brand pieces brought you back?
Well, one of the things that brought me back was obviously the brand, just having a large... I realized I was still sending all of my referrals to Remax agents, but giving any referrals in return. And I realized that I could be at a 95% commission, whereas
money.
Independent brokerage I was at, it was a 70-30. You didn't increase. There was no cap, and there was no technology there was, the websites were subpar.
Absolutely.
Like when you go from an office with 25 agents to when you've been at a company that has 125,000 agents,
Yeah.
really is a huge difference. And I like always being able to have someone to reach out to.
Right.
As I
Alexis, so you eat your chips. Alexa, is there something that holds you to RE/MAX? Have you ever considered Keller Williams? I mean, I think we've all considered different companies.
Yeah. I mean, you just never know what the future will hold. But I have to say, I love the connections I've made and the mentors I've gained, because it's all about who you surround yourself with. And I have to say, I feel that I have some of the best friends and the best mentors. And if I look back at my business last year, 20% were agent to agent referrals. And a lot of them were, they're all RE/MAX, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
I literally can't even imagine being with another brand,
Right.
just for all those reasons we just described,
Yeah.
We like that. Hudson, I know Keller Williams does a lot for the community and charity and things like that.
They are awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's a big part of it for me too. Like I've watched, like last year I had a good friend from the office who at 30 got brain cancer, and I mean within a matter of a couple of months, 60 grand raised for him, as well as like a few of us split up his business, took it over, didn't charge him anything. We just wanted to keep him moving. And I've got another friend in Ohio right now who's going through a cancer battle, and there's a whole bunch of us that have kind of banded together that are friends with him, like you guys, and we're taking care of him. Like we're literally, like, I've started sending him a referral on every deal that I do, like a small portion, but just something to kind of keep some money coming in.
Keep him going.
And we do a lot
What
for
part
the
of
community.
Ohio?
He's in Columbus.
He's in Columbus. Okay, that's 2 hours from me.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's really, and again, I think you guys have similar cultures. It's just, it's really awesome to know that, like, if the proverbial, hits the fan, like, I know that not just my family has my back, like, I know my work family would have my back, period.
True.
And most real estate agents cannot say that, I don't think.
I don't think so either. I think by having that dynamic, by having that influence, that reach, and that support throughout both of our companies in this industry, I think it better serves our clients. I think it better serves our community. When you have people with training, people with support, people with a place to actually physically go and meet clients instead of, I think it's unsafe to meet somebody when you haven't had them in the office, when you're just meeting them at a house.
Yeah.
Are you meeting them at the house, or are you meeting them in the cloud?
Exactly. And that's a big deal. I don't get it. Can we talk about this? Can we talk about the elephant in the room?
Totally.
Yeah.
Sure. The elephant starts with an E too, so that's.
And it's got a giant X in it. No. I am sorry. We don't brand bash. And we have a disclaimer that we'll put on there. The views and opinions of these four people do not necessarily reflect those of Keller Williams or RE/MAX. But I'll tell you, to run my business in the cloud, how? How can you possibly do that and serve your clients as you do now? I mean, we have synergy, we have offices, we have support, we have teams, we have, everything that we need. We've had for a long time because it works. It shouldn't go away. I can't, I can't say it should.
I took a listing 2 weeks ago, and I had obviously met with the client first at their home because it was a listing appointment. And when she wanted to sign, she was like, no, I kept saying, I'll come to you. She's like, no, I want to come to your office. And when she got there, and she straight up said to me, she's like, I was like, what questions do you have? She's like, none. I just wanted to come and see that this was a legit office and that you were who you said you were and all that stuff. Like, I mean, having a set of four walls matters, I think.
It does matter. We sell brick and mortar. We sell so much more, but that needs to be there. It needs to exist for the agents in the industry as well. There needs to be accountability. We have, what I mean? There needs to be somebody. I mean, my broker, Mark Snyder, the door is always open. I can go in anytime and talk to him.
Oh yeah, ours too.
And that's how I am as a broker too. So I guess what's kind of happening now in our industry is there are companies popping up. They have one broker for the entire state. Is that correct? Is that what I'm hearing? How can you
Yes.
have,
Mm-hmm.
how can you have one broker managing thousands upon thousands of people and transactions? Um,
It's not going to work. We just have
There's
to.
no accountability there. It's not.
but
It's not going to work.
but but I really want a residual check every month.
Let's talk
Yeah.
about
I,
that.
oh,
How much are they really making? Is it worth
Yeah.
it? Are they
I,
better off just focusing on their clients and giving their clients the best service so they
right,
can continue to list and sell and
right,
give that best level of service and get the referrals?
Yeah.
right. And I guess
I
I've got.
totally agree.
I guess I kind of have a question for Hudson here also, because I know
Yeah.
Keller Williams was, I know when they were first beginning growing their brand a lot, there was
Right.
a lot of talk about, the residual checks and the bonus
It's
checks,
profit share. Yeah.
profit share.
Yeah.
So, or do is that is that a really big thing now? Because I see most of the Keller Williams agents that, and you just, you guys go out, you sell houses and you make money. You're not really worried about that profit share check, are you?
Right, here to recruit. Like I have people that are in my downline is what we call it. And I do
Right,
get some money every month, but it's not crazy. And I will tell you there are people in our company. There's a lot of them,
right,
but percentage wise it's small. There's people who make significant money. Most people make no money and some people make some money. And I'm one of the
right,
ones that makes some money. I mean, I
right.
probably make like $1,000 a month off
Okay.
profit share. Now I've been with the company for 12 years. But I've also never like I'm not a recruiter. Like that's why I disclaim that I'm not a team job. I do not want to call agents day in and day out and try and recruit them. That's just not
Right,
something I'm into.
Right.
The people I have are more organic. They're people that have joined my team. They're
right,
people who I've done transactions with and have approached me and said they want to make a change. So, I mean, that's what I have, like a career focus of mine. It's just some
right,
passive money that shows up once I have, but it's not why I'm here or
right,
why I would
It's
stay.
not your. It's not your
Yeah.
lifeline, and I'm
right.
afraid that's what
No.
these companies
I
are
still
getting
sell
into.
houses for a living.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and
Number one, realtor.
I think realtors are supposed to sell houses for a living, correct? Isn't that what we do? We help,
I mean, that's my understanding, but I've
Yeah.
gotten things wrong before. It happens.
right? Um,
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
what,
we've got that
like
common goal. We help them sell and
Yeah.
buy,
buy
and
and
we're not sitting there turning and looking at other things going on and trying to recruit. I feel like that's what a lot of people, they just recruit. They focus more on recruiting, and there's really no, again, accountability for them to be out
Yeah.
there earning and proving their value. Because they
There,
don't know their value in all cases.
right,
right. There is a guy, and I will not mention names or name of company, but in one of these big cloud brokerages that literally, I mean, and I've talked to other agents. I mean, every month I'll get the same canned message. There's
oh
no
yeah,
like nothing to it, completely from a robot, and I mean, like, it just seems like that's his sole focus. And I watch in some of these other real estate groups, I watch his name come up as kind of a joke because they know that that's just what this guy's doing. It's like anybody with a real estate license he's reaching out to, and it's like, just think if you made that many
Recruiting.
contacts out to
but
potential, yeah,
buyers
but
or
think if you made
sellers,
those contacts out to potential clients. I mean, oh
Yeah.
my god,
Yeah.
he would make so much money.
Right. You're so
I,
right.
yeah,
Oh,
I believe that. Like if all of the networking happy hours you're going to drink beer and meet agents to recruit, what if you spent that time drinking beer with people that wanted to buy houses?
Right. Can you imagine the
Like
ROI on that?
seriously,
like if you're going to make $1,000 check every month from recruiting, and recruiting's your full-time job, shouldn't you sell like, and I know everyone's price points are different, but kind of in me and Hudson's market, you sell 3 to 4 houses. That's, anywhere from 15 to 25,000 into your pocket.
right?
I'd rather not waste my time. I would rather spend my time.
Yeah.
I guess I would rather not waste my time. And I'm a broker. So
Right.
I'm a broker owner. Like I would rather, instead of hiring an agent that isn't going to be producing, I'd rather go sell a house or help one of my agents sell some houses
That's right.
and put them on
Right.
the track. Like
Well,
I'd rather,
Yeah.
be a small
Again, you hold your
office.
agents accountable though too, and
Yeah,
that's
well, yeah, and I'd rather, be that small office that packs a lot of freaking punch and everyone's
Mhm.
productive and selling deals than have a bunch of agents that aren't doing any transactions. Because that
And
can't be a
Exactly. We were
happy
looking at your
place.
numbers last night.
Oh, yeah, we pulled some numbers last night.
Yep.
Um,
And for
Hudson's
it's
office
it's
is,
night and day
yeah,
between, between the number of agents in your office, they're productive. The number of agents in Hudson's, I'm going to call it team,
yeah,
very
well,
very productive.
right.
We pulled the numbers of the other not productive.
No,
Lots of agents. And when
no,
you
and,
when
and
you
it's a
just
different,
infiltrate, I mean, let's face it, everybody wants to be an agent now because the market is so hot,
right, right,
right? And
right.
I encourage that.
So
But
do
get
I.
training,
Get
that's
it,
right.
you know.
yeah, and get your training too.
Don't just
Well,
unleash the hounds into a market. It's going to be a bloodbath.
And Tab,
well, yeah.
that's exactly what I was going to say. There's such low barriers to entry and such a huge return. So
Yeah.
everyone, especially when the market's hot like this, everyone says, "Why do I just get my license? I
Hmm.
can join this company where I'm able to live on the cloud and I'm able to have my downline or whatever they call it. And in the meantime, if I want to buy or if my cousin wants to buy, I guess I'll help them. But what we four are about is about the quality service that we give our clients and the experience. We're about raising the bar in real estate. We're about
Right.
associating ourselves with a brokerage with other like-minded individuals, and that there is some accountability. So we're actually able to make people's lives better when they buy and sell, not just diluting what a realtor is and diluting what we do as real estate agents, because that's
Right.
what's happening. If people are getting in because they're such low cost entry and they're joining and hoping to get a downline and that's it, they are seriously lowering the bar in real estate with every new agent that comes into the marketplace and joins a brokerage like this. That's what's
Well,
happening.
well, NAR just raised our annual dues by $30 per year. So let's see if that $30 makes them or breaks them.
Right?
It's
Oh my God.
great.
Well, and the
I
funny,
want to share this. Oh, go
yeah.
ahead, Hudson.
No, well, I was going to say the funny thing too is that you guys are talking about how hot your market is, but I think Kinsey will probably echo we're not exactly in a tailspin, but our market's shifting already.
Oh, yeah.
And it's going to get much more difficult for these people to not only sell houses, but keep their checks coming because people are going to
Right.
start dropping out of the industry like
Yeah.
happens every time we have a downturn. And
Yep.
so either way, they've got to be focused on skill and not on,
Right.
hey, you random person that's a server, why don't you get your real estate license so I can get $20? Like, I don't get it.
Yeah, that's not going to go for long.
Yeah.
I did have one of my clients that I helped buy and sell called me about a week ago, asked, she says, "You're so passionate about Remax. I want to get my license. You're so passionate about Remax." I said, "It's not that I'm passionate about Remax. It's that I'm passionate about what I do and who I'm serving, and Remax or whatever company you have has to be right there with you and as passionate about your clients in this industry as
Absolutely.
you are."
Right.
And I know that
Yeah.
everyone on this group, they absolutely love what they do. And they love helping people. They love um, selling houses. Like, they might even love going to home inspections and appraisals and dealing with title issues. Like, all that paperwork, dotting the I's and crossing the T's, like, that makes me happy. Like,
Oh, see, I don't like that, but
oh, see, I
that's
love
I
it.
okay.
don't like that
Right.
either.
But you pay someone to like it.
Yes, that's the
Right.
beauty of leverage.
You have the right people to like it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
Right. Like, I
Someone
No,
don't
that's
like,
it's
off
I
the
don't like
ball.
showing houses. I am
I
not
don't do that either.
I'm not a buyer's agent. I don't like showing houses, but I love listing houses, and I love making homes look beautiful, putting them perfectly on the market, and giving those buyer leads out to my office.
Yeah,
um, so, but and everyone has certain aspects of the job they love. But
Right.
I really don't know many people that love recruiting.
Who likes being
no,
rejected 24/7? Who likes picking up the phone and going for no? Like, why not just work your database that loves you because you do such a great job for them and letting it grow from there? It's so true.
Here's a question I have. So when you're recruiting all the time, you have to tell somebody that doesn't believe in you what your value is. I mean, we do that in the business. I mean, if you don't know what your value is, if I can't sit there with a buyer or a seller and in 5 seconds understand my value enough and articulate it enough, then how are they just doing this just massively to a market. Why aren't they putting that into their business, making their own money and not relying on that residual income? Make
Great
sense?
question.
I
Yeah,
don't
no,
know.
I know. I mean, I feel
We don't have an answer for it. I want to.
Right?
well, I
That's
think that
funny.
I think
What?
the value they're selling is that this is like the future of real estate. And you know what? I'm not going to knock that. That might very well be true. And I think our companies
Right,
might start going more in that direction. Who knows? And we
right.
are going to get more automated. Like, there's no question about that.
Totally.
My thing is that if that's your sole value, what's the value? I mean, so just you're
Right.
providing a space for them to be part of the future. Like, you're like, I don't feel like there's a big focus on training and support and all that. And I think that's the difference with our
Well,
companies. And then
but
This
talking
is
about
not an
like,
AI business.
well,
no,
This is a
no,
people business.
and talking about like not liking, paperwork or whatever it is that you don't like. And I think Remax is similar to Keller Williams in that it's very supportive of like the team aspect of things. And it's like, again, having kind of that roadmap set out for you. I don't think these other companies are doing that. I mean, I don't know, I'm not in them, but it doesn't seem like it.
no, I'm not
Um,
seeing. Yeah, like I think everybody kind of thought that we were gonna get on this, like we're gonna bash each other today, like KW against Remax, and we're gonna like have it out, and there's gonna be like there might even be like a dance fight or something because it's like Hudson and
There's Gangster Barbie.
gang,
there,
gang
Now,
and right, but like we're all working together. We're all selling houses. Like we're the two largest brands in real estate. When numbers come out, whether they're the United States or the world, there's no denying who's the best. And
right.
you know, like and look at we just like love each other and get along. It's
Yeah.
pretty super cool
Like
and amazing.
Hudson said,
Yeah,
play
Yeah,
well in the
no, I mean,
sandbox together.
yeah.
well,
right.
yeah, it's
Like
like what works for you. Like, that's all that
right,
matters. Like, I don't think everybody should be at Keller Williams. I'm sure you don't think everybody should be at Remax, or else you'd hire them all. Like, I mean, like
Exactly.
I just don't. It's wherever you feel right. And I think what's echoed with all of us is that we all kind of feel at home where we're at. And I mean, I think that's
Right.
ultimately what matters.
it's
Know
all
why you're where you are.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Believe in the place you're at.
Yeah, yeah.
But
And
good.
it, you know what? The only thing about it is like, and we talked about this when we were talking CRMs and contact management. Like, it's got to be the actual tool that you're going to use.
right.
So, and it
Right.
goes to, and that's the same exact thing for what brokerage or what brand you choose. It's got to be the one that you're going to use because if you're just going to join a company and you're not going to use it for what they're giving you, why even do it?
Yeah,
What's
what's
the
the point?
What's the
yeah,
point? What's the point?
yeah.
Yeah, get involved.
Yeah,
Get involved with your company.
yeah.
Know ins and outs of it. Know the value. Know why you're there. Be able to articulate it to somebody that you're talking to who wants to know, should I join Remax or Keller Williams? Well, this is why I'm here.
Right.
Yeah,
And I've told agents, I've said, you know what, you might want to go to Keller Williams. That might
Right.
be for you to go and join a team where you're going to get this, and this. You might get it from this team at this office. You might get it from Hudson's team. You might get it from, we know George over at MVP. He might
right.
be the guy for you. And it's, even when my son's father was through going through his real estate change again, the two people that I thought of when he came to me and said, I'm thinking I should join a team, but I really want to be back at Remax. And I thought, well, maybe I'll have him reach out to either Hudson or to George because I think they might be a good fit for him. And then he's been at Keller Williams before. He didn't want to go to an independent. Well, now he's back at Remax.
There you go.
That's where he wanted to be. So
Right.
um, it's wherever you're going to be happy,
Productive.
productive, and
Well,
Hmm.
yeah.
and now speaking of like interviewing brokerages, do we have any type of top questions that we think realtors should ask their broker before
Oh,
they?
that's good.
Oh, that's
Oh,
This
yeah.
good.
is a good
And
one.
people don't know that. People that are just if you're listening and you're thinking about getting a real estate license, I totally believe that you should. Even if you don't do anything with it, it's good to have it. It's good
Right,
to have something behind you like that. But you don't know what you don't know.
That's
right,
right.
So what should you be asking a broker? How about, what's the benefit, to me to join this company versus that company?
right. or something along the lines of maybe how many closings have you had so far this year?
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, per agent productivity.
yeah, what is your
Yeah.
agent productivity or your your per agent? Because like when I was pulling,
And is that good?
yeah, what
Right.
is your
Right.
per agent productivity? Because when I was pulling some year to date stats last night, whereas year to date on an average basis, both Hudson's office and my office, and this is just pulled from the MLS really quick, really late at night. But our offices were very similar, whereas each agent was right between about 50 and 75,000 in commissions for the year to date. We're not even halfway through the year, so 50 to
That's
75
good.
commissions, whereas this other brokerage was at about 3,100 per agent
Wow.
in commissions. That's like
That's good to know.
$3,100 versus 55 to 75,000. I think that goes to show you surround yourself with productive people, and productivity happens regardless of where you're at.
Yeah. And to know what tools you have. I mean,
Yeah.
I love that my broker, he has a sheet. This is what you get when you sign up, and he's always adding, he's looking for value and always adding to it. So we know what we're getting from the get-go too, because people don't know, okay, I sell $3 million worth of real estate. Well, people don't know that that's nothing.
Right. Right.
Your average person is going, wow, that's a lot. Well, what does that translate to? Are you
Right.
making $20,000 a year and working 90 hours a week?
Right.
Or, what's behind that? What are your average, if you're making $100,000 a year, well, that's great.
And
If your average agent's making
yeah,
100, are you paying the company 16 plus this, or what are you making, and what are you getting for it?
right. And I think another thing to do is actually have them prove those numbers. I had someone last night tell me that they had 50 transactions under their belt in the last 9 months. And I asked, I specifically said, is that including new construction or vacant land? And they told me no. When I got home, they had 1.5 transactions for the last 9 months. They did not have 50. They had
Oh
they,
my
they,
God.
they had not.
That's okay for a brand new agent that's been in the business for 3 months. That's fine.
I might have a little video of this happening. So at the
Oh
time,
my
yes,
gosh.
right. But so I think that it's important that you kind of check and confirm because
People lie.
this
Numbers
yeah,
don't.
because he said, oh, I've hit my cap, I'm at 100%, this and that, and off of
Yep.
like not even 900,000 in sales, he wasn't even halfway to hitting his cap. So I think that there's a lot of stories that people make
Yeah.
up to join, and
That's
I
true.
think that it's important that honesty and truth
Yeah.
and follow your code of ethics.
Yeah. It's
Follow
true.
your gut too, I think. Like follow your gut. If you feel like somebody's selling you like a line, they
They
probably
probably
are. I
are.
mean, if they're coming across like a used car salesman, like listen to yourself. If they're coming across as genuine, like your gut's usually a pretty good indicator in my opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Hmm.
Check numbers, check facts, ask them for the facts, ask them for the list of things, what's the value, for me.
Right.
And, ask the questions. Why to the broker, why are you with this company?
Yeah.
Right.
if I was an agent interviewing, I would also try to attend one of their events that they have going on or something, so you're able to see the culture. Because
Absolutely.
it's all about who you're with. We keep on saying that. What kind of training do you guys have, etc. In our office, we have a very nice culture where everyone shares. Similar to this, it's kind of like Remax in the local level, Remax in the national. We all are sharing. So I mean,
No, that's a great point because of meeting people at R4, the Party Posse, Kinsey, you, Alexa, many of our friends. That's what just made it just a good decision for me to go from one Remax office to one that had the culture that I was looking for that I didn't know what was there originally.
Well, and I
exactly.
think that's a super good point. Like don't focus too much on brand. Focus on the office that you're going to join.
Culture.
Because I can
Right.
tell you right now that there's Keller Williams offices I have been to or that I have friends at that I wouldn't touch with a 10-foot pole because they're all independently owned and operated and they're not always going to be, they got 1,000 offices almost. Like Keller Williams International cannot monitor everything every day. So like there's stuff that's going to slip through the cracks. So I think that's another big thing to pay attention to, like, because I think it's funny in some of these real estate forums, you see people asking where they should join. And I feel like it's always a battle of like Keller Williams and Remax because they are the top two. And it's like, that's all great and all, but if the Keller Williams or the Remax in your office, in your town sucks, I mean, don't get blinded by what a bunch of strangers told you to do.
Especially if money off your downline.
Right.
Yeah.
So true. It's so true.
Yeah.
Like, and if you're being recruited hard by other agents, are those agents actually selling you real estate?
Yeah, there's only so much time in the day. Like, where are they focusing? You know?
Right.
It's very true.
Very, very true. I keep looking over my shoulder. Like, are they going to make me start climbing those great big things behind me here any moment? I guess they're gonna like harness me in, and we've got to climb those like great big power poles. Like we did a bunch of team building exercises earlier, and but now they're gonna harness us to stuff and make us jump off shit.
Wow.
I hope you do a nice team building.
You enjoy that.
I will. Get some videos or something, and I'll post them later.
Yeah, I want to see this.
Oh, it's
well. This has been a great show. I think we've covered a bunch of what we intended to. I think we've covered everything on that. The brand awareness, why we're here, what you should be asking the broker, numbers you should be checking on, and just knowing your value.
That's right.
And then you ladies, you'll both meet Hudson at the wedding.
Oh, good. I can't wait.
Awesome.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Awesome. So great. Well, thank you.
Which one? Whose wedding are we meeting at? You're both getting married this year.
That's true. I'm thinking it's her wedding.
Yeah, mine. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hers? Okay.
We Hudson, so are we invited?
Let's see how the next wedding. I mean,
Hudson's wedding.
Right now, my invite list is like 285, so I'm not super keen on adding people, but we'll see how well the next few months go.
That was like my wedding, 321 people, and I still was getting hate mail. Like, why wasn't I invited?
Oh my God! Yeah, I'm so hoping certain people can't make it.
Why do you think I'm getting married the Saturday after Thanksgiving?
I love that.
Super smart. Well, I'm getting married in season locally where everything's expensive, so I'm hoping a lot of out of towners are like, no, hotels are too much.
There you go.
There you go. Well, hopefully they let you know if they're not coming though.
Well, they better.
Yeah. That's a fact.
All right. Well, let's wrap this up.
I think I'll get out of my.
Got to go climb shit.
Yeah.
Alexa's got.
Gotta go blow dry.
What are you doing, Alexa? You got to go blow dry your hair.
Gotta put clothes on and blow dry her hair.
I do have on shorts this time. Not just
good.
That's good. Could you imagine if this was No Pants Wednesday?
I know, man. One of these episodes, we need to do it like from our jacuzzis or something.
Oh, that would be a good idea. I'm going to have a cabana day.
A bathtub episode?
Yeah.
I want a cabana episode. All right. Well, thank you so much, Hudson. Thanks for spending your time with us.
Thank you guys for having me on. You guys are awesome.
Thank you. It's really fun.
Yes.
Bye,
guys.
All right. So 2 Wednesdays from now, we'll see you.
2 Wednesdays. Peace.
All right. Bye.